Last week, Wirba came out in London, and he did not come like the Wirba of West Cameroon. He did not come as the Wirba begging the Speaker of La République's National Assembly to allow him speak or to protect him as a parliamentarian. He came as Wirba, a free Ambazonian.
The first piece of truth is what I want to send to the oppressors and the killers of our people. I now refer to them as the evil republic. We have seen your contempt for us. We have seen your profound hate for our people. We have seen your endless evil done to our people. We have seen your project to exterminate our people. Your hatred has been demonstrated in burning down villages, killing women and children, some babies, slaughtering people like animals to prove that we count for nothing. We cannot give count to it. The Republic to Cameroon, I can now properly tell you and let you know that your hatred for us, which you have demonstrated through your actions, leaves us with only one path. The path to a free, independent state of Ambazonia.
Yeah. Well, I think Honorable Wirba demonstrates the kind of patience that our people have, that we have had for the past 57 years. Everything that you just described, it shows to the international community how much he demonstrates.
Yes.
In all the actions that we just described.
Yes.
Begging the Speaker of the House of Assembly to hear him, going back and they chasing him, and he comes back and talks to them that I was here. This is why these people tried to kill me. You never protected me. You did that. You went out and killed our people. And as of today, I believe that Ambazonia deserves to exist. So that actions, those efforts that he has done to make sure that these people understand what the problem is and solve the problem, and he has shown it step by step. And that is the journey that all of us have traveled. Even when some of us said we had reached the end of the rope and we had no other place to go, he still hoped that he could convince these people. And he himself, through his efforts and everything, and seeing what the people have done, has come to the realization that no, there is no other option. There is no other option left but for us to be free. And he articulated it in London.
Yes, and I think one of the things that he articulated was that he now realizes that La République du Cameroun hate our people.
Yes, he said that.
Yes. Because of what they're doing to our people, he came to that conclusion. And I like that you pointed how deliberate he has moved and how patient he has been. And that's a characteristic that we have all demonstrated as a country, as individuals. Mm-hmm. He also showed that he is not a man who acts very quick. He takes his time, he studies the situation. And I'm saying this because when he started, he started in two parts. He talked about truths and lies. While he took on La République, he talked about how Wirba is very Wirba, and I'm very happy that he did this. He separated the diaspora from the territory. Mm-hmm. I think he said those who took the plane and left the territory think that they have all the smarts, and that those who they left behind are dumb.
They're just drinking kwacha.
And he need to separate that because of the irresponsible way that the diaspora has handled the revolution on the. I'm looking for a better name, but he was trying to say how irresponsible this revolution has been handled by the partners who should have been playing their own role, but they became very irresponsible. He talked about lies. He says one of the biggest lies that we've been telling to our people is that we have taken back our country. Help me in explaining what we've said there.
Yeah, he is perfectly right, because we have said we have taken back our country. People can now sit in Washington D.C. and write out presidential decrees and sign them and send them out and impeach people and do all these things, creating an atmosphere that they are a government when they don't have any inch of land. You don't have the capacity to protect the people. You can't defend the people, but you call yourself a government. You and I have sat here time and time again, and we have told the people on Ground Zero that you people are the kingmakers. You people, we are here to support your efforts and nothing else. We have said that time and time again here.
Yes.
And these people come out here all the time and lie. There is this this lady in France who came out and played an audio of Akwanga telling people to go on one Monday and collect arms that they had brought from the Middle East.
Yes, I remember that. That was. Let's come back to some of the lies.
But that was a lie.
Yes, I know. You remember we had a show here where we said these people, they have their presidency already. They have a press corps. They have the
press hour.
Press hour. They have their assembly, restoration council,
and 73 ministers.
Yes, 73 ministers, and they have impeachment rules, and that is what Wirba said. We have built this fantasy that people actually live in. And he talked about starting to build a house, and you build the roof first, and how that roof will crush you.
And now you have to hold the house up to build the foundation.
Yes, I'm glad you pointed the thing about Akwanga talk about arms that have been imported from the Middle East. That was a long time ago, but it had an impact.
It had an impact because we prepared for war and went out and massacred our people. That lady said it. That lady said people should prepare because these people have got arms, and they told nobody should go out on the street. Yes.
And then talk about Chris Anu promising a tsunami on a particular Monday.
Yes.
We had people calling here and asking for money to buy food because Monday nobody can go anywhere, but all of them were lies. And that's the first thing that we've pointed out.
Mm-hmm. Yes, because we cannot build this revolution on lies. We have to be honest with ourselves. When it's not going, we have to tell our people how difficult it is. And we always tell them here. We have always made an effort to do that on this show.
He also spent time trying to differentiate. I'm going to fault the Honorable on this one because I think he was giving a bad name to politicians by calling these middlemen in the diaspora politicians. You know what I'm saying? Because he said there's a difference between politicians and revolutionaries, and that we need a revolution, not politicians.
Yeah.
I think that's the point he was trying to make.
Yeah, and he was right. I don't know why you're faulting him.
No, because look, to put Sako and Chris Anu and Bo Herbert and all those other people as politicians, you are now putting Ron Kine as part of them.
No.
I think it's a disservice. Ron Kine, who is a politician, a congressman, and is doing responsible work, taking his time, going to Ambazonia to go and actually investigate something that he wants to solve. When you call it with scammers and thieves and confucianists, when you put them, that's what I'm trying to separate.
No, see, okay, I see what you're saying. But I think you should understand that he is describing that he just used politician as a noun. He's describing the game of politics as an adjective, the game of politics itself, a game of self-interest.
Yeah, I understand that. But what I'm saying is that in our context, right?
Yeah.
We are looking at some of these middlemen, and that's who we look at in our context. And I want to say he is being too kind to them.
Yeah, yeah.
So here's what he talks about. He says politicians will use you for their personal interests, and a revolutionary is somebody who gives away everything to free his people. Mm-hmm. Can you expand on that a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, you have seen what these people have been doing in this revolution. We have described just on this show the kind of games and backdoor dealings and everything that they have done, because they want to protect their interest. Their interest is what? That government that they have formed, and whatever they're benefiting from there. Their rents being paid, being chauffeur driven in limousines, leaving your house or the apartment that you are collecting money from the Ambazonian people and paying, and going and spending nights in a hotel for security reasons, doing all this stuff.
Using Uber to send your children to school.
Yes.
When those children, I don't know how they were going to school before.
So that is how they use that to serve their own interest. Manipulating people, telling lies, manipulating Nyambere, telling him that he should expect 30 sticks, telling him to go out and tell lies about Seseko and do all these things, promising him this, promising him that, because you want him to come and give you the support so you can maintain that interest.
And continue to steal people's money.
And maintain that lifestyle.
Yes.
That now you have taken to living because of the fight.
And then go around and talk about prayer warriors. Have you heard about prayer warriors?
Yes.
Create prayer warriors so that... let me tell you another... You see, the idea of creating 73 secretaries is to create more people to back you up in your lies. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. That is I have a thing. You remember there's a thing we're going to put all these characters. Sako just sits and says he's played 419 on all these people. They're out there speaking on his behalf, saying let's impeach him. Meanwhile, Sako just sits on one corner smiling that I could do this. I, Sako, can get all these so-called PhDs and whatever, and they're playing his game for him.
Mm-hmm. So that is what he meant,
and that is what that is what Wirba meant.
Yeah.
But,
and a revolutionary is one that is ready to put everything on hold, like Seseko did, or he himself, Wirba, and all the people, and fight to liberate their people.
Yes, Wirba said revolutionaries are ready to give their lives for their people. Politicians are ready to use the people to protect themselves. Isn't that just what I came from describing?
Yeah.
Sako goes and appoints 73 of our people so that they should focus on him and defend him. And we're not even including those that he pays. I hear that he pays like 40 to go online chasing everybody else.
He pays those. He even goes on ground zeros and pays people to go out and kill other people. Yeah. So that is what he does. And it is just like what you described, the 73 members who go out and speak. It's just like what La Republic does, right?
Yes.
Because each of the La Republic of John Gute has to go to his country people and tell his country people that, the father of the nation, our father, the president has said this, and people are dancing, CPD, and people are dancing. So that is what the 73 people are all doing. I think you have seen some press hours somewhere in Minnesota here, where the presidency is in Maryland, and all that. So in all your own nook and corner where you are, you're one of those 73 people. You have to go out and praise Sako, go into all these chat rooms and defend and fight and create confusion, because these are people who thrive in confusion. If there is no confusion, they cannot thrive. If things are going the way they are supposed to go, and they will be exposed because there is nothing that they are doing. But if there is confusion and everybody looks tainted, they can come and say, oh, this person did this person didn't do that, and this group didn't do that, so people should not be looking only at us. That is the atmosphere in which to thrive.
Yes, and you know, and Wirba clarifies this just so that we have a better sense of analysis as we prosecute our struggle, because after all of that, then he comes and talks about the power of the truth.
Yes.
He talks about basing the struggle on the truth. Recognize that La République has colonized our people. Recognize that La République hates our people because of the way they've treated us. And then now start putting the structures to fight back. And those structures should not be structures that are illusionary, but structures that are real. You know what I'm saying? So he emphasized a lot on that theme. And then he did one thing. He told us that, you know, when the whole show started, and he went and kissed something, and I knew there was significance there. And then he comes back and explains.
It is to those who have given their lives to free their nation that we owe all honor and respect. It is to those who stand and die for their country that we owe even our own lives. It is to those who fight for freedom that anybody anywhere in the world can live in a free country. It is to the dead of our nation that we give this humble presence and vow that your blood that has flown like a river will never, ever go for nothing. And we vow that by your blood, everything and everyone who cannot hold on to the fight for our freedom, your blood will sweep them out of the way so that the willing can carry and do justice to our blood by giving us a free state. Amen. Thank you very much.
So he carries a piece of each of those our fallen heroes with him to remind him every single day why those people died, so that he should not falter. So that was him paying homage to those people who have fallen for the sake of our freedom. That as I'm going to speak, give me your blessing, give me the courage to tell our people why you fell where you fell and brought me to where you fell, so that I can pick a piece of you and carry it with me and be able to use that energy, that knowledge, that power from you to tell our people exactly why you fell and what you hope your falling would deliver to the Ambazonian people.
And you see, what Wirba did physically, we all should be doing that mentally, because one of the purpose of, I mean, when you talk about the 4-month-old baby, don't you see that baby?
Yes.
Don't you see the hole that went through the head?
Yes.
When you talk of when we think of October 1, don't we remember the kids that were walking on the street and were shot, and their friends rushing to them, not even running away? They rushed to them, carried them on motorcycles. So don't you remember the girl in Boya who was wrapped in mud?
Yes.
You remember Swivism, whose mother held with the head like that?
Yeah, the head blown up.
So what Honorable Wirba did physically, and he's lucky that he can touch them, we all have that as a collective memory. But somehow it's not helping us face the kind of reality Wirba is facing. Because one of the things that Wirba did was, when he brought this symbolism and talked about the lies, he did one thing. He did not talk of West Cameroon again. What did he talk of?
He said we deserve to be a free people, Ambazonia.
If I were in that hall, you know what I would have done?
No,
I would have stopped him and we sing the national anthem after he talked of Ambazonia.
Hail, hail, hail this land of glory, we the Ambazonians pledge our loyalty. Praises to our Savior who granted us the freedom, allegiance to the hero who built the land with their blood. From glory to the glory, we rise and never to fall. Carrying our nation, flowing with milk and honey. Glory, glory, glory to the Father for making you a nation, a joy forevermore. Ambazonia, land of freedom, you shall live in plenty, meeting our needs, and your children shall be like the stars above. The Most High God being the watchman of this nation. Ambazonia, land of freedom, you shall live in plenty, meeting our needs, and your children shall be like the stars above. The Most High God being the watchman of this nation.
What does this do to our struggle, Pa?
Well, you know, you and I, we have always said that we need somebody that can inspire. You know, in a struggle like this, the Republic has one of its strategy is to put as many as horrifying images out there to demoralize our people. We need somebody who can inspire by his actions, by some of the things that he says, by some of the things that he does, and who has a vision. I think Honorable Wirba in his speech, and look at where he picked to give that speech, the Southern Cameroon's National Conference. Those are the people, the Palm Form for who is locked up in jail, Patita, who just recently died, and all the other people who, like Republic said, oh, these people are disgruntled because they retired, but they believed. And I told you in one of our shows here that the SCNC is that organization that kept the flame of this revolution burning up till today. That is where he chose to go and inspire us, that we should go back to the roots and reorganize ourselves like the ANC and the SCNC and the ANC and all other revolutionary organizations have organized themselves in order to be successful, working arm in arm, so that when we lock our arms together, nobody can pull us. I always remember I watched a video of a lady from Ivory Coast who came and did a presentation of a broom.
Yes, I remember that.
I think I sent it to you.
Yes.
When you take a broom, you pull one, you can break it.
Yes.
But when you take the whole bundle and you try to break it, and I want anybody watching me to try to do that at home, you cannot break that bundle of a broom, even if you are Supermarket or Muhammad Ali.
Yes.
You cannot break it. And that is what inspiration, a vision can do for this revolution. That's what Wirba brings to the table.
Yes, when I saw that, and I'm thinking of somebody who wrote that last week was La Republique's nightmare with Wirba coming into the struggle. And let me substantiate it from how I understand it, because for the longest time I have accused this middleman who has spent decades in the diaspora and have not allowed the people who started the revolution on the ground to continue their revolution. They hijacked it, they usurped it, and started playing games with it, and has actually wasted 2 years when the war was captivated by the revolution on the ground. Mm-hmm. So while we're back coming indoors, to me, it finally connects the ground back to its leadership. Mm-hmm. So Honorable Wirba, as far as I can see, he stepped into the Ambazonian fight with 2 feet. he wasn't testing the water. Did you feel he was testing the water?
No. No.
I saw he like you talk about his deliberation, how he deliberated to be where he is. He did everything deliberately. He first of all described what has been wrong, and as he did that, all of that even added his relevance in coming into the struggle.
Yes.
He stepped there wholeheartedly, and by stepping in wholeheartedly, what that did was it connected the ground again with the diaspora. And I've always said that one of the organizations on the ground that used its diaspora the way diaspora should be used, and the people in the diaspora contributed the way they should contribute, was the SDF. The SDF came to the United States, they had their leadership, and they came to our people and said, we have the ground, we have some people to do work on the ground, give us the money to do that work. I see Wirba stepping in as complaining that, because first of all, he tells us that we should know that that when we left the territory, it's not dummies we love back. We love very smart people. In fact, smarter than us, because they accomplished on the ground what we in the diaspora have struggled for years to do, and we never did. I see the honorable coming in and connecting that, and I think that this revolution with Wirba coming in takes a new turn. But I've been hearing that some of the middlemen have been attacking him. Have you seen any of it? I have that. To be honest with you, I haven't spent time. I haven't been on social media, so I haven't seen any of it.
Yeah, well, Mr. Chris Arnold, Pastor Chris Arnold came out and attacked him. I think very soon they will want to impeach him. But I know some people have said this revolution has been ordained by God, and sometimes I don't believe in that. But sometimes there are things that happen and you just want to think that those people are right. Because look at when Wirba is coming in. When it looks like the bottom is falling out. And then he comes in to inject this new spirit and revive the revolution and get people back to the basics. So let us get back to the basics. I always say, you have to remember why you decided to commit your life and the life of your family to this revolution, why you sacrificed your life for this revolution. And if you go back and remember those basics and you are honest with self, you will see that what Wirba describes is exactly what we should be doing to free our people. So in our show of October 1st of 2017, one of the things we said on this show was that what we have to do to honor those who have given their lives is to let the children who are going to grow up fatherless or motherless know exactly why their parents were not with them when they grew up.
Yes.
And we are going to do that through our actions. And I believe Honorable Wirba has given us another opportunity, another lifeline to be able to do that for those our fallen heroes and make their children believe in us and know that their parents died for a valuable cause.
Yes, they did not give their lives in vain. I'm very happy you made that connection, because people need to know that that we are fighting a real fight, we're fighting real enemies, and real people are dying. And like Roger just said, and there are real people who are being affected, who are living, and we need to show that that they did not die in vain. And I think one of the things that really captivated me about Honorable Wirba is that he has all the symbolisms that come down, and he talks about the truth. And when he talks about the truth, he talks about the basics. And when he talked about we started by building a house, by building the roof. He's talking about us going back to the basics and start recreating our revolution. And if we all know that we have real enemies, we have real strengths also, and we have real friends. We've been talking about Ron Kine and other senators and congressmen who are down there. These are people who are real friends. And when we put all of this together, then we just need to give our struggle a chance, and the struggle will win. And Roger, I'm saying that because I think most of our people, especially those in the diaspora, they have been disappointed. They've been disappointed because for 2 years, they sacrificed. They gave, because people in the diaspora, when we are frustrated, all we really do is give money. And this money has been used by people who do not want to go and get a job. It's simple. Jobs are easy in America. It's a very rich economy right now. And they refuse to go and get a job and instead live off dead people. And right now they're going to go sell us in Geneva because of that failure. We need to renew ourselves. We need to recommit. We need to take a real look, because one of the things that I love about Wirba is his courage. You talk about him going back to La République chamber again to prove that I'm not afraid of you. And we want people who can talk like that and who can face the truth. And he's one of those people who promised La République that this struggle is going to change our country, and he is changing the country. Anything you want to add, Pa?
Well, you are perfectly right. On the same week that Wirba came out, I think Patrice Nganga,
yes,
he came out with his own piece in French. And he did stand up and salute the Amber Boys. He saluted the Amber Boys because he said, in 1993, Mr. Mbimvondo refused to come to the tripartite conference. He has since refused to do anything since the revolution started. But the Amber Boys have forced him to leave his palace and lie to the world where he was going and go to Geneva that he's going for some talks. He said it is because of the actions of the Amber Boys that this arrogant La République individual is able to move and go that he wants to go and talk with some people that they have co-opted to bring about peace. I am re-echoing Patrice Nganga because we have to understand. He said at the end of the speech that they should fund ground zero. They should fund ground zero. He is right. We have to fund ground zero to tell the world that whoever Biya has co-opted to come to Switzerland and talk is not speaking on our behalf. There are minimum things that the international organization has to ask the Biya regime to do for there to be any credibility in the talks that they are talking about, and that is release our people, declare a ceasefire and withdraw their troops. Patrice Nganga might be talking from a selfish point of view because he told his Kamto people that all the noise that they have been making about Kamto, all what is happening in Washington DC, in the United States Senate, is not happening because of Kamto. It is not happening because Kamto was arrested. It is not happening because of the demonstration they have been doing in the streets of Paris. It is happening because of what the Amber Boys are doing. So it's encouraging us to fund ground zero so that we can continue to make La République panic, and hopefully they can benefit from it. But I'm asking you to fund ground zero because that is what is going to bring the change that you and I are seeking for. That is what is going to bring us to the table with some air in our wings. We are not going to go to the table like the people who have been co-opted, who went there confused and don't even know what they went there for. There will be time for us to go to the table. That time is not here yet. We have to assert ourselves so that the international community should know that we mean business, that we say we want to be a free people, and we do that by funding ground zero.
Your papa one die, leave land, cargo, all thing for una, plus house them. Your neighbor come take her. Your papa a house, Prime Minister's Lodge for Buya, now who they inside? Colonial Governor for Baminda, 4 days for who he had. Colonial Governor. Then you go and say that I have taken back those things. Really? And then you say you don't take her. Then go beg now some money backside, build her, they stay there. Instead for other people say, Una can't help me, we take that. My papa can't go where they tiba. Una go she know some money backside for different place, for different country. They talk say, we don't want to take her. We don't take her. What? You want Wirba, you want the people in ground zero to believe in illusions. I have written a book called Wirba Force, the force of truth in defense of Southern Cameroon. It wasn't for nothing. I can guarantee you that the only reason I am still alive is because in everything I challenge and oppose this evil government of. There wasn't a pint of anything false. Because they themselves went to their ministers and said, what's this we're hearing? Oh, India make a claim. But they say, okay, then you know. So he came. That is how you do it. You have to base everything on the truth. They go tell Munakago, Massa. Una know the shame diaspora. Una don't get conscience. All the learning, everything gone for nothing, just because people are politically avaricious. You thought it was a quick fix. You thought the person who would be on the run would be 1, 2, 3, and not you. And you know why those decisions were taken? Because it gave you the easy option. If you had set up a revolutionary committee for the liberation of the Ambazonian people, then you would have been bound to come there and stand with us. Yeah. So you choose the easier thing. Oh no, it's a government. The president is coming. The cabinet has decided this. Where Papa and Mommy then? My head already big. And I want to big again with shame. So I will end. If this revolution failed, where would we be? Where would we be? Will people go outside? Now, Mr. and Mrs. Diaspora, people are dying in their thousands. The blood of those people calls that we stand up and do a duty. Why do I seem to be the only one hearing? What is wrong with your ears? What is wrong? You have to sit up. I have made one statement clear. Do you people, the people of Southern Cameroon, the people of Ambazonia, do you want freedom? Yes. Do you want a free state? Yes. Can you defend your revolution? Yes. Stand up. Stand up. Stand up. Let's begin. Can you defend your revolution? Yes. Now we are going to begin with the first revolutionary slogan that we will now take down the road as we march towards freedom. You are going to hear this everywhere. You are going to talk about it everywhere. Because as I learned in South Africa, until you are eating the revolution and drinking the revolution and sleeping the revolution and waking the revolution, you go nowhere. All right. When you hear Ambazonia, your response is defend, defend. Did you get me?
Yes.
Ambazonia!
Defend! Defend! Defend!
I said it. You are always adding something to something. Ambazonia! Defend! Defend! Very good. Ambazonia next. Defend the revolution. Defend the revolution. The second one, defend the revolution. Ambazonia.
Defend the revolution.
Ambazonia.
Defend the revolution.
And then lastly, Ambazonia, defend the revolution and set your people free. Defend the revolution and set your people free. Ambazonia,
defend the revolution and set your people free.
So let's begin from the beginning.